We were somewhere around Redwood City on the edge of the metaverse when the drugs began to take hold, and not the good kind of drugs, the algorithmic kind, the kind making you believe that your smartphone loves you more than anyone else. And AI is the future, everyone else, the past. This savage journey starts with a YouTube comment. Where else? One of those beautiful smacks of, I've done the research, digital trolling, setting the tone of us, the AI folks, versus them, anyone else. Here's what he said. At Declan Dunn, AI is the future. You can't stop it. You just sound like a boomer complaining. Now, I am the AI optimist, and that name has been taken by everyone who's a big fanboy of AI. And I try to look at both sides. Nice try. Of course, the classic "you can't stop progress" old dude statement, what are you going to do? After all, he didn't listen to the short video. He cut out after 10 seconds because he already knew what I was going to say. Expecting someone to spend a minute to realize I was telling creators that fighting AI is like standing in front of a runaway train and telling it to stop. Talk about drugs. I'm not trying to stop AI. I'm trying to stop turning AI into something mostly serving its masters like a cult, instead of the people who created all the data that fills AI with this brilliance, human data. And those creators who did it are the anti-AI, what I call clankers, a pro-humanity cult. Stop it. There's a difference between embracing the future and bending the knee. See, the AI industry in the US, at least, are the drug dealers. We're just the ones receiving the addicted message and calling it our own. And in the end, I'm going to give you all, AI or anti-AI, a 3-step recovery program to get out of your separate cults. The first part is recognizing you're both in the same cult on different sides, but it's the same. This is what I call the great digital cult rush of 2025. See, here's what the follow the billionaire in Silicon Valley don't want you to know. The research is so clear. In fact, I found research on cults by Dr. Barnabas Barty. And yes, that's his real name. You can't make this stuff up. He published a study called The Psychology of Indoctrination, how coercive cults exploit vulnerability and foster radical beliefs. That reads like a playbook for AI manipulation. Cults prey on people experiencing significant life transitions, emotional distress, or social isolation. Sound familiar? They're basically everyone on social media except the influencers, and they're all avatars anyway. The story? Hey, like AI is taking over your jobs, taking your content, and in the end, likely destroying us all. That fits every single parameter of joining a cult. So we're going to look at Dr. Barty's 4 rules of cults and apply them to AI because it's so amazing. Whether you're for it or against it, these rules apply. Rule number 1, love bombing. You ever see love bombing? Well, love bombing creates the algorithm's embrace. It's a classic cult technique. Shower recruits with affection and attention to create belonging. AI's version, it's like your first TikTok. Gets no views, except for some bots who give you the illusion they're human, maybe even commenting. Then humanity's last exam becomes your obsession. It's one of the tests of artificial superintelligence. More on that later. Then the algorithm whispers sweet nothings. You're gonna go viral if you're in the AI cult, baby. Dance for me. Suddenly you're hooked like a lab rat hitting the cocaine button, creating content at 3 a.m., chasing your first viral day after day. Don't give up, but whatever you do, be extreme, right? And it hits. You get like 1,000 people. Okay, 500 people and 500 bots, but who knows it? Who's counting? But cross the AI cult, post something it doesn't like, and watch the love turn cold faster than a San Francisco summer. You're back to 12 views and your mom's comment, nice post, honey. Rule number 2, isolation sucks, so join the echo chamber express. Cults cut you off from outside influences. We built something much more efficient: algorithmic isolation chambers, built on content, training you to be AI believers. You can be an AI hater like creators, but that's so niche. Your feed becomes your reality. AI decides what content you see, what you think about, who you argue with you online, or more importantly, surrounding yourself with people who never argue with you. They just agree. Like being trapped in a hall of mirrors, but all the mirrors show you content that confirms you're already right about everything you thought in the first place. The genius? We think we're discovering this organically. Wow, everyone really does agree that pineapple on pizza is bad. No, you're in the anti pineapple bubble, like the AI cult. There are pineapple people out there. They're just segregated into their bubble of poor pizza judgment. See how a cult gets you? Everybody agrees with you, and you fit right in, even though you're fitting in with a bot. So, rule number 3 from Dr. Barnty: repetitive reinforcement, what I call the infinite scroll of Zoomer or Doomer. Cults use constant repetition to diminish critical thinking. We streamline this with the infinite scroll. Every swipe confirms your worldview. Every recommendation validates what you already believe. The algorithm doesn't challenge you. It's like having a personal yes man that never gets tired of agreeing with you. Whether you're for AI like most of the people, or you're anti AI, you're going to stop it like the creator fringe, pro humanity. Here, consume this content that perfectly aligns with everything you already believe while slowly eroding your ability to think independently. It's an addiction. And Dr. Barnty's fourth rule cults: cognitive restructuring, the great AI reality replacement. Cults reinterpret your personal history through their lens. AI did something more elegant. We outsourced thinking entirely, taking it all the content without permission or payment or even a thank you. Because it's stealing content? Meh. Why remember facts when ChatGPT knows everything? Why decide what to watch on YouTube when it's figured you out better than you know yourself? So you don't have to think, just follow. Call it optimization. It's like having a digital Samantha, the AI in the movie Her, that is not just an OS operating system, it's a consciousness and is a friendly voice. Sam Altman of OpenAI says, the number of things that I think Her got right that were not obvious at the time, like the whole interaction model with how humans are going to use an AI. This idea that it's going to be conversational language interface, that was incredibly prophetic and certainly more than a little bit inspired us. So it's not just like a prophecy, it's like an influence shot or whatever. Now, that from the voice of the leading AI code creator, rises the anti AI pro humanity creator cult Trigger. Trigger cults. This is where the clashing is happening. Anything AI is cheating to the creators, it steals, it's evil, we've got to stop it. Either way, you're in a cult that thinks for you, acts for you. And if you're in a cult, where are you? Like the troll said, Declan, AI is the future. You're a boomer complaining. Stereotype set, attention dissolved, game, set, match. The AI God complex, when Silicon Valley becomes Scientology. Here's where it gets properly gonzo. Who needs drugs when you have AI? While China builds AI like infrastructure, practical, utilitarian, boring, America has turned AI into a cult chasing super intelligence. Not just regular intelligence, not even general intelligence. Mark Zuckerberg just shared his personal vision for personal superintelligence via Meta. You can read his letter. He says, I am extremely optimistic that superintelligence will help humanity accelerate our pace of progress. Now, if that's not a cult phrase, I don't know what is. Listen to tech bros talk about ASI and try not to hear the religious fervor. AI will solve all human problems. It will transcend human limitations. We must prepare for the AI singularity. Or as Altman said when Zuckerberg stole a bunch of his employees, he goes, those were the mercenaries. We're the missionaries. Do you get this cult language and how it's making you part of a billionaire's game of chess? The research shows cults create pseudo spiritual authority, where leaders claim exclusive access to divine knowledge. Replace divine with artificial superintelligence, and you've got the exact same playbook. Pay with attention, cash, or support. Nobody rides for free. So we're all looking into this uncomfortable AI mirror with this drug of inevitable control. It's out of our hands. We're not just users, we're the product being cultified. Our psychological vulnerabilities are exploited to control us. They're being monetized to sell us back to ourselves. We're our own best salesperson and we don't even know it. That's the cult way. So, 3 steps to recover from the AI cult trap. The research from Dr. Barty shows recovery requires rebuilding critical thinking and independent decision making. Whoa. Step 1, your reality check. When did you last change your mind about something important based on information that challenges what you believe? If you can't remember, congratulations. You're living in the AI cult compound. Even if you're anti-AI and pro-humanity, it doesn't matter if you think different and act the same, just pass the Kool-Aid, right? Step 2, the dependency test. Could you function for a week without AI, without algoed recommendations? No GPS, no curated feeds, no people you might know. Considering what somebody who doesn't agree with you thinks, can you do that? If that sounds terrifying, you might be more dependent and controlled than you think. Step 3, the God test. Do you treat AI companies with the skepticism you give any other company? Or do you grant them special authority because they claim to be building the future? In fact, they keep predicting when it will happen, what will happen, and rarely have they been right so far. If it's the latter, you're worshiping at the Church of Artificial Intelligence. And if you only give them skepticism like the anti AI creators, you're giving up participating. You're on the sidelines. Often, where there's no algorithms and AI, there's actual things called discussion. There's people, not just your phone, staring at you. See, the way forward is to take advantage before being taken advantage of. AI is great, but being taken advantage by it, being addicted to it, thinking it's actually human at this stage, you're missing the boat. China builds AI like infrastructure because they see it as a tool. America builds AI like a religion because we've forgotten the difference between utility and worship. And it's a lot easier to raise billions of dollars with a bunch of people saying, we love AI. It's the future, even though it'll take your job, destroy us in the end. But we don't really like people anyway. So back to the phone, right? Back to looking in the mirror. The future isn't about better AI. It's about better humans who can't be easily algorithmically manipulated into believing their smartphone notifications are more important than real human connection, than human creativity. Even though all of AI is filled with human creativity. The real question isn't whether AI will take over. The real question is, why did we hand over control to begin with? Because a bunch of people promised it would do something that it may or may not do? Hey, I love it, but look at all the hot air being thrown out. Do you think that's really to improve our lives or to get to the $1 trillion status, the moat, these old digital companies like Google, Meta, Microsoft, and OpenAI, in a way, are trying to build? Leaving a cult is often and intensely difficult and emotionally overwhelming. It's a mix of anger, shock, shame, embarrassment, annoyance, desperation, and devastation, which are normal. Like Claire Heath McAvoy writes about what to expect when leaving a culture or toxic group. You can be a silent reader or an active participant. It's all up to you. But you'll find many of the things you believed or feared were common to other people. You'll be relieved to read that most of their fears never materialized. You'll discover that the great big unsurvivable thing is indeed survivable. So it's time to stop the AI fanboy cheering or clanker creator doom scrolling and remember, in the AI age, the most revolutionary game changing tech is in your own mind. It's more than AI, it's perception, experience. Start thinking again before we forget how. And put down the phone and have a real conversation with a real human being. And be grateful you're talking to a person and not just a pattern recognition match of what other people have said before. Start thinking again before we forget how.